So, we have a sequel that nobody wanted. But, does this movie surprise me? Let's find out. Jumanji, welcome to the jungle! I want to say it like that, I don't know why, because I got that Welcome to the Jungle song in my head. It took from the director of movies like Bad Teacher and Sex Tape. Not a good start. And stars Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Karen Gillan, Nick Jonas, and Bobby Cannavale. I hope I said his name right. Basically, this movie is kind of like a sequel to the first Jumanji movie because it took some events from it, but it's also kind of a spin-off as well. So it's kind of like both in that kind of way, where the game of Jumanji from the first movie, it was a board game, but kids just don't want to play board games anymore. So Jumanji has like somehow turned itself into a video game, and there's 4 teenagers discovered it while they're having a detention. And when they played the game, they got sucked into the game, which they became the characters that they chose in the game. One of the kids is this really scared, kind of like this geek kid who plays now Dwayne Johnson in the movie. The other kid is like a football player, which is Kevin Hart. And there's one that's like not as popular, just kind of like a strange girl played by Karen Gillan. And also the teenage girl that's just so loved her iPhone. She thinks she's so cool, she's so pretty and popular, which is played by, funny-wise, Jack Black. So these avatars, all these teenagers, however you want to say it, had to basically go out and try and get out of the game. Now, I wasn't excited for this movie, like, at all. The trailers did not interest me. I wasn't really a big fan of the first Jumanji movie. It was okay. It was a fun movie for what it was, but just the special effects in that movie are terrible. I know this movie came out in the 1990s, but seriously, they could have done better effects than that. The monkeys, my god, the CGI monkeys cannot get out of my head. They just look like one of the worst CGIs I've ever seen. So now they made a sequel that nobody has asked for. So, let's see how this movie goes. But I heard this movie has some good ratings. Like, it has like 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has like 7 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna take my family and see this movie. Yep, I took my family to see this film, because I think it's a good time to watch this as the last movie I'm going to see this year. And also, I love my family, so I like watching movies with my family, especially my dad. We always like watching movies together, so we watched this movie as a family, and I didn't expect this movie to be good at all. I expect this movie not to be that great. Just because of the ratings, I did get my own opinion out of it. But no, I was really surprised by Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. I had a pretty fun time with this movie. And it's really weird, because I wasn't excited for this movie at all, but then when I watch it, I'm like, this is a strange feeling. Like, you like the movie, but you weren't excited for it. It's like, it's kind of like a weird feeling if you think about it. I did have a lot of fun with Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. It might be the most surprising movie of the year. I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie though. Of course, nothing can say that it is my favorite movie of the year. If it was, I would say it's a masterpiece. It's not a masterpiece. This movie does have some flaws, but let's talk about the positives first. The cast in the movie. Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Karen Gillan, and Nick Jonas. Everyone has done a great job, especially when they're having fun at playing those teenagers that were sucked into that body. Dwayne Johnson, out of Dwayne Johnson, is this nerd kid played by Nat Wolff. I hope I say his name right. He was from, he's not that kid from Paper Towns. That was his brother. So he's from My Big Fat Greek Wedding too. I think him, like Dwayne Johnson, playing his character as like a nerd, kind of like scared of everything kid. I think he did a great job in the film. Jack Black though. Jack Black is one of my favorite characters in this film. He plays this hot teenage girl that went into the man's body. My god, he was probably the funniest part in this entire movie. There's a lot of funny scenes with him, including some boyish humor. There are some really adult humor in the film as well. My god, I was laughing my ass off. Even Kevin Hart. Now, I know a lot of people saying that Kevin Hart is playing Kevin Hart in this movie. I can tell, because Kevin Hart always plays Kevin Hart in every movie. He always screams, he always gets clumsy, and all that stuff, so he's Kevin Hart. But I just like when Kevin Hart's being Kevin Hart, and I thought Kevin Hart was funny in this movie. I think Kevin Hart, it kind of has a funny resemblance, because him at the teenager in the movie who was in Kevin Hart's body, he was this football player who's like the muscly guy. He turned into a small, fast-talking guy, and I just thought that is funny. It's funny. Kevin Hart, I think this is his funniest movie, I would say. It's probably the funniest movie he has done. Karen Gillan, though, she was good, but I think we could got a bit more from her character. Like, her as a teenager, we only see her in one scene, then we could just see her in the detention, and we're like, okay, she's kind of forgetful. But when she was in the movie, she was a badass when she was that Avatar. Karen Gillan actually did a great job as well. There's a really hilarious scene with her chemistry with Jack Black in the film, and I was just like killing myself laughing in that scene. The action scenes were actually really good. There were actually some fun, sick action scenes that were really awesome at times, and the sound effects of the drums in the film, we get a lot down in the film, it just felt intense. It felt really freaking awesome. And this film, surprisingly, it was freaking hilarious. Yeah, according from Jack Black, what I said, he was funny, but the rest of the film is so hilarious. There's a lot of parts in the film that I just can't stop laughing. My mom's a big fan of Kevin Hart, so she was laughing through the whole entire movie. I just really like the comedy in this movie. I think they did the comedy very well, and I love the elements in the film as a video game. Like, you see, like, the strengths and weaknesses. You even see a cutscene. There's, like, a scene where you see, like, a cutscene of backstories and stuff, and I'm like, that is pretty cool. But there are some problems with Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. The thing I'm mostly concerned about is Bobby Cannavale as the villain of the movie. He's just a typical villain, just to be a villain. Like, we don't get his... Well, we do get his backstory, but we don't get as much of him in the film. And it's just like... what's his purpose? They just needed to put a villain in the movie. Like, every story needs a villain, of course, but at least make the villain interesting, because these days we don't get good villains now, because we get a lot of good team-ups, but that makes the villain so forgettable. And I really don't like Bobby Cannavale in this film. He's just one of the most forgettable villains in the movie. There are some comedy in the film that... some of the comedy was a bit flat, I'll say that. But most of the comedy was good. And I'm more surprised that Nick Jonas in the film actually didn't do a bad job. I was actually really shocked about Nick Jonas' character. This film does have some heart, especially in his character as well. This movie does have heart, which really did surprise me. This movie is funny, the action was fun. I really had fun with Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. You can take your whole family to see it. There are some adult humor as well that the kids have to watch out for. So, kids, bring a parent with you. Don't watch this movie alone. There are some really... it's not like there's a sex scene or anything. It's just like there are some scenes that are kind of like adult humor as well. But overall, guys, I had a fun time with Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. I think it's a really fun adventure film. I think it's better than the first one. I'm going to be completely honest. It is better than the first Jumanji. And I know people are going to be like, what? You begging this better than the first one? I reckon it was in my personal opinion. I'm going to give Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle a B. I'm sorry, I had to keep saying, welcome to the jungle, and all that stuff. So, yeah. So, guys, that is my review for Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. And, guys, I'm announcing that this will be my last review of 2017. I'm refusing to see The Greatest Showman. I heard there are some strange reviews about it, so I'm kind of refusing to watch it. And there are some movies that I didn't mention I'm going to see in December. Fernet, The Disaster Artist. I have failed to see these movies. But, guys, tomorrow's Christmas. I want to celebrate, and maybe the next day after Christmas, I'll start off doing my top 10 best movies of 2017 and my top 10 worst on the next day, and I'll also do my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2018, and then, like, maybe the next year at New Year's Day, to start the year, I'll do my updated Blu-ray collection video. How's that sound? Good? Yeah, that sounds good to you. So, guys, have you seen Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle? What do you think of that movie? Comment below, let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and have a very Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the season, and have a nice day.